Good afternoon. And today I wanted to talk about something I've been working with not only my own kids, but with a lot of our students, and that's how to write a literary essay. Now, a literary essay is different than a research report because we're in a literary essay, we're talking about how a character or two characters develop throughout the story. And we care about this because when we read literature, the whole point is so that we can learn something about humanity, maybe even about ourselves, so we don't have to make the same mistakes. The nice thing about a literary essay is that they're all set up the same way. And I had somebody this week say, well, why do I have to do it like everybody else? But there's a formula. Just like in sporting events or many other things in life, we have a basic formula. For example, in baseball, we have the very first thing in baseball, you get the coaches, the umpires, and a team member, the team captain, coming out and talking about the home plate rule, um, the home rules for that field. Then you sing the national, sing the national anthem, and then the home team goes out on the field and the away team comes up to bat. We have three strikes and you're out, or if you hit the ball and somebody catches it, you're out, or you go to for you get caught out by a throw because you weren't fast enough running. Three outs and you switch sides. You have either 7 innings or 9 innings. You have baselines the exact same way. It's very, very specific on how you play that game. Just like any other game, there's very specific rules that happen in every single game. However, everything that happens within the game is different, and that's how a literary essay is. There's very specific rules of what you put where and when, but within that context, you can do whatever you want. And the joy of that is as soon as you write that, I just write an outline for my sons. This is what you have to do, and they just plop in the information and makes it very, very easy. So anyway, the very first thing you want to do in a literary essay, your very first sentence, is going to be a one-sentence summary of the entire book or play or whatever that you're reading. Then you're going to do a couple of sentences that gives a little bit more detail, but you're going to be talking about detail. That's your thesis, and we're going to talk about that next. So you're going to talk about what's going to happen in the beginning, the middle, and the end. Those are your next 3 sentences. Your final sentence in the introduction is going to be your thesis. You want to talk about one thing that you're going to talk the rest of the paper about. You don't want to use any conjunctions, no ands, buts, ors within the thesis. You want to start off with an introductory phrase that's going to talk about, say, if Teardrop wrote a paper to read, comma, okay, that's your introductory phrase, if blah, 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 something happens, comma. And then there's your thesis. He would talk about the importance of having a moral compass. And then, so whatever you say, you have your thesis, is going to happen. Now, within that thesis, where you're going to explain what is the most important thing about this book or play, whatever you're reading, you're going to pick out normally, unless you stated otherwise, 3 different specific topics that tag onto that. And each one of those is going to be the next paragraph. And then 3 paragraphs. The first sentence of each paragraph is going to start with a little bit about what you talked about in the last paragraph with a conjunction going on to what happens next and what we're going to talk about. And then you're going to talk about that. You're going to do that through the whole 3 paragraphs. And your conclusion is going to start with summing up the most important part, which is your thesis, in the very first sentence. And then you're going to talk about why that's important. Now this is where your opinion comes in. I'm going to talk about why having a moral compass or whatever it is that you're talking about is why you're happening and why you spent the whole paper talking about it and why somebody should care. And as long as you follow that format, And you can go and look at this video again. I have my kids and students write it down on a piece of paper and hang it up on the wall so they can look at it, and then they can just plop the information in an outline before they write it, and then writing it is super duper easy. Well, I hope this helps, and thanks a lot, and have a great day.